Growing up basically living in the ocean from surfing to diving, I think that's helped freediving a lot since I'm very comfortable underwater. I'd live under the water if I could. My name is Brooke Basse, and I dive for work, from everything to commercial diving to working on movies, and I also get to spearfish for fun. I started spearfishing a few years ago after I was having some back issues. I actually grew up surfing and am very passionate about playing in the ocean. I still wanted to get some kind of adventure in the ocean, and it kind of segued into that since I dive for work. And I met a bunch of friends and they got me into it, and I just became addicted. Some of the extreme lengths I've gone to are anything from, getting 2 hours of sleep to doing 26-hour days offshore to 2.5 days offshore. It's all breath holding and free diving, so you're not using any tanks or any forms of compressed air or other breathing devices. You're not really sleeping, necessarily brushing your teeth, showering, but you're shooting a lot of fish and having the most epic time with a bunch of good friends. I can be very spazzy. I'm full ADHD, but when I'm underwater, I've learned to be so patient. I'm not a patient person, and as soon as I get in the water, everything just calms down and I'm so focused, and I almost just zen out under there. There's a little bit of a stigma with spearfishing. People that don't really know that much about it think it's inhumane, but it's probably one of the most sustainable ways to acquiring your own fish. You're not using a hook and line where the fish is dying slowly. With commercial fishing, they get all this excess marine life in the nets, and in spearfishing, you don't get that. You're hunting for it, so not necessarily every time you go out, you're gonna get a fish. That's one of the other extreme lengths, is that you're going on a full adventure just to try to shoot something and bring it home to eat. Spearfishing is definitely a dangerous sport. There's plenty of people that are advanced divers that have died. You can have shallow water blackouts no matter how good of a diver you are. It just depends what your body physiology is doing that day. Even if you're not pushing yourself that hard, you can get caught up in your shooting line, you can get caught up in kelp, and if you don't have a buddy near you that can't help you out, a lot of times guys dive by themselves. Everyone's scared of sharks. You rarely see sharks. The things that are scary out here are sea lions and black sea bass. Sea lions are terrifying. They look like cute puppy dogs on land, but underwater, they're so mean and they can be so territorial, and they'll charge at you, they'll rip your fish off your shaft, and then same with the black sea bass. They're like these giant tanker fish that move so slow but are so intimidating, and they'll literally vacuum suck the fish off of the shaft. Kelp stalks will float up and form these little patties floating in the water, and underneath of them it becomes like a little ecosystem, and all the little bait fish that swim under there, bigger fish will come swim under that. Well, even bigger fish go to that, like sharks, so it puts you in check that you're not on the top of the food chain. When you shoot fresh fish, I just want it raw. It's so good. It's better than any of the top 5-star restaurants you've ever been to. I might go through some extreme lengths to acquire my food, from super grueling long days offshore where I'm exhausted the next day, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it.